You know how when you're on your way home and you just want to get in the kitchen and cook something because you're tired and you just want something to eat? Yeah, well, that didn't happen this afternoon. I forgot to clean the kitchen yesterday, so I just spent the last 45 minutes cleaning the kitchen so I can cook. So, yeah. So what I'm doing tonight, I've always wanted to do a steak Diane, and I looked at a bunch of recipes, and a lot of them call for a brandy or cognac or something like that. I'm not using brandy or cognac because I always like to do something different, and I'm a big bourbon guy, so I'm going to use this Wild Turkey 101. So Jimmy Russell, he's the head distiller out there. We're going to call this Steak Jimmy. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do, I've got these little miniature petite potatoes. I'm going to put those on a pan, maybe some oil, salt, pepper. I'm just going to bake those in the oven. So let's get these put on a tray, get them oiled up, and we'll get these in the oven. A little bit of olive oil, around, a little salt. I'd say probably about 15-20 minutes in the oven, maybe 350 degrees, somewhere around there. There you go. A little salt, a little pepper. A little garlic on there too. Garlic here. Make some little slices out of those. You can throw the whole garlic on there. Really like the garlic when it cooks. It's nice and sweet. So just those in there. Like that. I think I also want to do some broccoli. Let's get some broccoli and put in here. Alright, so I got some broccoli here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to put it right on here. Hit it with a little oil, a little salt and pepper. And we're going to throw that in the oven, and then we'll get started on the steak. Actually, before we do that, always need to check the bourbon. Always got to check the bourbon. Yep, that'll work. Alright, let's get these in the oven. Alright, so most of these recipes call for some type of tenderloin or something like that. I just got a sirloin. I think I'm going to make this into about 3 pieces and trim some of this fat off. We'll get the fat trimmed off first. There we go. That looks good, and yeah, it's pretty big, so I'm just going to take that's almost a piece on its own. Let's just have that as 1 and 3. Big one's mine. So I want to pound these out, so I got a little hammer here. I'm going to pound these down, make them a little tender. have to kill it. It's already dead, so. Looks good. This place back home where my wife's from, they do a tenderloin sandwich, and they'll take this thing, man, and they'll pound this thing out, and it'll end up as big as a car tire by the time they're done with it. Get that little bit of fat off there. Alright, just want to salt and pepper these lightly on both sides. And then we're going to let these set and get up to room temperature because they have been in the refrigerator while we make our sauce. So a little salt. We'll hit it with a little bit of pepper. You can use garlic salt too, that would be good. Just salt and pepper, however you like it. It's only wrong if you don't like it, right? So do whatever you feel like. My wife uses steak sauce. I love her. I don't use steak sauce. If I gotta put sauce on my steak, I'm sending that sucker back. Alright, so now I'm going to start my sauce. A lot of these recipes called for demi-glaze, but a lot of them also just said use some type of broth. So what I have here is a bone broth. It's half bone broth and half chicken broth. The bone broth is actually venison. Got some deer meat this year, and we cooked the bones down and make broth out of them. Really good stuff. So I'm using 2 cups. It's going to take a little bit longer to render down because I'm not using a demi-glaze. So I'm going to put that in there. Need a little bit of Dijon mustard. About a tablespoon. A little bit of Worcestershire. About 2 tablespoons. I'm going to use a pinch of cayenne pepper in here. I got that much. I'm going to put some tomato paste in it too. Just about a tablespoon. That get in there. Alright. And get a whisk. Give this a stir. That's good. Pan here, medium heat, a little bit of oil. Alright. Now we're going to get this oil nice and hot here. Just want to cover the bottom of the pan. Make sure it's all around there. Let that heat up. And then we're going to sear our steaks in here about 2 minutes aside. Alright, oil has just hit that smoky hot, so let's get these steaks in here. Let these sear about 2 minutes aside. A couple pats of butter here, those in there. Steak flipper. Don't forget to sample the bourbon. I'm also cutting up some mushrooms for this. A couple of the recipes I looked at, they didn't call for mushrooms, but I like mushrooms, so I'm going to add them in. A lot of the recipes did call for it, that's all. So that's what I'm doing. These are baby bellows. You could use button tops or little white ones if you wanted to. I like bellows. A little more meaty flavor. And I've also got some shallots cut up here. Most of the recipes call for shallot. I guess you could use onion if you wanted to. That's got a good sear on it. So there's that. I'm going to take them off. And sit here. Take this pan off the heat. Nice and hot. Now with the pan off the heat, we're going to go ahead and throw our shallots in there. Now the steak Diane usually has fire involved. That's what the cognac's for, and that's what the bourbon's for, of course. You can just let it cook, and it'll cook all the alcohol out, but it's not really any fun, is it? Of course, the beard is flammable, so you've got to be careful. And mushrooms, those in there. So, just going to let these reduce down a little bit. Let them get soft, and then we'll put the bourbon in. Don't forget to check the bourbon. These are looking good. Give them another minute or so. Alright, those are just about there. Now when you add the cognac or bourbon or whatever, if your pan's hot enough, it will ignite. I don't have mine that hot, so I've got a lighter I can do it with. Let me move that out of the way. So we're going to add the bourbon now. And I'm just going to light that up. There we go. Take it off the heat a little bit. Let that mostly burn out. It's just burning the alcohol off. Make sure you keep your beard away. Wow, that smells good. It's just about burned out. Still a little bit in there. Alright, fire show is over. Alright, so now we're going to add in our beef broth mixture. And we're going to bring this up to a boil. Also going to, any juice that came off these steaks, I'm going to put that in there too. There we go. And let's give that a little bit of stir. Bring the heat back up. And we want this to reduce down, so I need to get that to boiling. Thank you, Jimmy Russell. Don't forget to check the bourbon. Alright, let's also add in, I got a 1/4 cup of heavy cream here. I'm going to add that in. Give it a stir. And we're going to get this boiling and let it reduce. Check the bourbon. Yep, it's still good. Alright, let's kick that up. Get this thing nice and warm. Alright, it's boiling now. Let this reduce down a little bit. As we weren't using a demi-glaze, we were just using some broth. So it's going to take it a little bit longer to render down where we can get the steaks back in there. Now the sear on the steaks, they should be somewhere rare right now. Probably 125 degrees in the middle. So I'm going to return those back to here in a little bit once this reduces down some, and they'll cook out a little more. Don't forget to check the bourbon. Like I said, the steaks ought to be somewhere around rare right now. Once this reduces down, you can throw them back in there and just let them sit in there and cook until they get the way you like them. I like mine medium rare. It's a good fillet, I like it rare. It's already dead, people. You don't have to kill it again. Don't forget to check the bourbon. Yep, it's still good. One thing you have to do though is check the bourbon. Still good. Alright, that's pretty close. I'm going to go ahead and put the steaks back in and get those warmed back up. They've been sitting out for a little bit. Not cold, but they still got a little more cooking to do. This one probably not so much. It won't stay in that long. I might pull it out early. So, steaks back in. Let that keep going. Still got to reduce some more. Somebody in the comments, you need to remind me how many times I check the bourbon. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this guy off. Let these two go a little bit longer. The sauce is getting nice and thick now. Go ahead and flip them over. Sauce is reducing nicely. Let's give it just a couple more minutes. Check the bourbon. Yep. Actually, I think it got better. I think we're done. We are done. Take these off the heat. I'm going to put this one on my plate. That. This eye off. Some mushrooms and onions just like that right on top. Slide that out of the way. Alright, let's go ahead and get our broccoli and potatoes out. Looking good, looking good. Got this. A couple pieces of broccoli. Just like that. A couple of these little petite potatoes. A couple pieces of that good old garlic. And bam, there you have it. Steak Jimmy Russell. Steak Diane, really, but this is Steak Jimmy tonight. Alright, everybody, thanks for watching. That was my version of Steak Diane. I'm calling it Steak Jimmy because I use the Wild Turkey 101, which I really love. It's probably one of my, I dare say it, daily drinkers. I love it that much. I don't drink it every day, but it is really good. It could be if you're that guy and wanted to drink every day. But thanks for watching. Hope you liked it. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to see some more of these. We're going to do a bunch of these. I got tons of recipes to go through, and I hope you enjoyed it. We'll be seeing you. Man, I almost forgot. Don't forget to check the bourbon.